This is going to be a quick look, probably my first so-called preview of the Ravens-Browns game in Week 7, just to look at some of the ways the Browns are using Amari Cooper. Of course, it's some interesting stats or interesting patterns in terms of his performance this year. 31 catches on 55 targets, so he's having an impact, 4 touchdowns, not surprising. I think it was a great pickup by the Browns, for real. After the OBJ situation and whatever other situations occur with Baker Mayfield, this was a great pickup. A classy, professional wide receiver, a veteran guy, someone that, like, as a Ravens fan, look at now, you're like, man, I would have loved to have had him. Devontae Parker's another one, even though his impact has been less expansive in terms of numbers than Amari Cooper. But there's a little bit of a similarity between those two guys, and here's what I'll say about that. Amari Cooper's got 31 catches, but he's had 2 really quiet games. I think 3 catches against Carolina in Week 1. Maybe there was an injury there, so educate me in the comment section if that is the case. And then Week 4 against the Falcons, I think he had 1 catch on 4 targets. So you have 2 games where you have 4 catches total and kind of disappeared from the offense. Maybe the run game was working exceptionally well for the Browns in one or both of those situations, and that's why. But that was kind of his MO with the Cowboys, too. I actually know 3 people that are either really huge Cowboy fans or actually work in media with the Cowboys, and they all have the same opinion about Amari Cooper, is that you'll get 4 or 5 100-yard games from him a year, and then you'll get at least 2 or 3 where he just kind of disappears. And I don't know why that is. I find it hard to believe that suddenly the guy's skills disappear. I have to think that it's, the game flow, he becomes forgotten about for whatever reason, because when you watch him play, looks like a really talented guy. I would have loved to see him in a Ravens uniform, to be honest with you. Now, packaged between those 2 games, though, Week 1 against Carolina, Week 4 against the Falcons, where he, was underutilized or underproduced, whatever word you want to use, you have 2 great games. Weeks 2 and 3. Weeks 2 and 3 against the Jets and the Steelers should have been 2 wins. It was only 1. They blew the game against the Jets. 16 catches for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I'll show you one of those here in this little film preview. Again, I'll have a longer study about Amari Cooper. The first preview I'm trying to work on, to be honest with you, for the Browns is how the Browns are using a 6th offensive tackle to kind of generate an extra gap in the run game. Now, he's not targeted here. This is one of 3 routes that I saw where he doesn't seem to be burning right out of the gate. He doesn't seem to be, hitting 100% right out of the gate to try to get here. And this is a route, if you ask me, that has often been opens against the Ravens for multiple reasons. You've got the run flow action, pulling the linebackers with it, so you can throw it over the top. Simultaneous to that, you got this little delay, whip or trying to out route. There's no one covering it because they identify, the Yankee or sail concept, whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's just a vertical clear out route, an over route from the backside. And in this case, they're tagging, a little short route into the flats by Donovan Peoples-Jones. I love the concept because you're getting Brissett out on the boot. It's putting the quarterback in position to succeed because you're using your biggest threat, whether it's Chubb or Hunt, as a potential run threat to the weak side. And then you've got receivers, options on the backside that are athletic guys. It's our best 3 athletic guys in the pass game, if you ask me, running routes on this concept. To me, this is a dangerous concept against the Ravens for a lot of reasons. Running the ball away from the 2 tight end set, when you can do that effectively, to the boundary especially, you really threaten the defense. And I think that the Browns, although they're not playing well, although Brissett did not play well against the Patriots, I know they just dropped a home game, and it would be easy to look at and say, this seems like it should be a game the Ravens can win. I think they present unique challenges, and one of the unique challenges is their ability to run the ball to a side that only has the guard and tackle. You don't have 2 extra tight ends down there to the left side of the offense, the top side of your screen, as you do to the bottom side here. And this is reminiscent of the Tennessee Titans when they had their run under Arthur Smith with Derrick Henry. Running the ball to the weak side where you only have a 2-man surface, left guard, left tackle. If you can do that effectively, you can really threaten and punish a defense. The ball's not thrown to Amari Cooper there, and I kind of talked about the Browns' offense from a conceptual standpoint. Let me know if you guys appreciate that or not. All right. The rest of these three throws is going to be Amari Cooper. He's a guy going in motion. I don't see him in motion a ton, to be honest with you, at least from I think I've got 33 or 35 plays saved up from this year. Strong catcher of the football. I would think on these routes, this has got to be the type of route that he's used on a lot against the Ravens. If we're going to be in man, someone's going to be going with him on motion. To me, that looks like a Marlon Humphrey matchup. That's what that looks like to me. I'm not saying he's going to shut him down if you're a Browns fan or someone listening, but to me, for us, Marlon Humphrey is the guy who could travel and play well no matter where he ends up, in the slot, in the outside, whatever. The problem is you've got Donovan Peoples-Jones, you've got the tight end Njoku, however you say his name, who's also talented. So from a matchup standpoint, the Ravens can't just put Marlon Humphrey on everyone and get away with it. All right, so Amari Cooper up top here. And this is now this would be a Marcus Peters matchup. If you're a Browns fan watching and you don't know, Marcus Peters plays on our left side. Watch how strong he is. There's some contact up here. Fine. Whatever. He twirls around on the ground and then makes this catch. That's against Ahmad Gardner. I'm going to run this back multiple times. What he does at the top of the route, is it clean? Is it great footwork? No, it's not any of them things. But it's two guys competing. And he almost loses his footing, twirls around, and still makes the catch on the sideline. That's an incredible play. It's not a touchdown. It's not a highlight that we've seen. I hadn't seen this play until I saved it from Game Pass. This is incredibly impressive to me. The body control, the ability to play through contact and still put himself in position to make the catch. True professional, high-level receiver. I think Amari Cooper is underrated. I know when he left the Cowboys in the last year there was things said he's not this, he's not that. I don't know. I just don't like putting people in those boxes, man. I love the guy's game. For real, I do. I'm just one of those people that where I am now in terms of my age, I can appreciate someone no matter what team they play for. You cannot let him have this space. This is just playing catch. You cannot let Amari Cooper have this space. I'm not saying he's not going to beat press man coverage. He's not good against press man coverage. I'm saying this is too much space regardless. However you want to guard him, you can't guard him like this. And the Browns threaten you. This is a unique threat if you ask me. You've got the tight end and the Z, which is Donovan Peoples-Jones, down to the boundary, and the running back. So they're threatening you with three guys down to the boundary. You've got to be able to account for that. The Browns in some ways remind me a little bit of the Giants offense in that when I watch it, there's this constant threat of them attacking you to the boundary. I don't feel like I'm seeing ghosts, seeing things that aren't there. There seems to be a real design and dedication to attack you to the boundary enough such that you account for the boundary more than you normally do, and then they hit you to the field with something like this, an easy slant to Amari Cooper. I'll have a longer film study on Amari Cooper out probably on Friday. That's when I'll start my previews, and then Saturday morning's live stream will be as much of an in-depth preview as I can make it. I felt like it worked out last week. If you were there and you watched my live stream last week, please let me know if you appreciate it, if you think that worked. I'm trying to do video and statistical previews of every Ravens game on Saturday mornings because I feel like there's a hole there in the football presentation. The NFL gets you on Thursday night. They get you on Monday night. College football gets everybody on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. And then it's time for the games on Sunday. So Saturday morning works for me in terms of previews. If you're someone listening to my content or my channel for the first time, Saturday morning around 9:30 or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I'll have an extended preview of the Ravens-Browns Week 7 matchup.